Hi there, Leo, and welcome to Tony's Tarot and Astrology. So we're going to have a look at this new moon in Cancer and how that's going to be affecting Leo. Plus, I'm going to be doing a tarot spread to look at the next 4 weeks ahead. New moons are set the stage or set the cycle for the next 4 weeks. And this new moon in Cancer is on the 17th of July. So we are going through quite an important nodal shift at the same time, with the nodes that have been in Taurus and Scorpio in the fixed signs, and they're moving into Aries and Libra, the cardinal signs. So that gives the the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio, a bit of a break from this from the nodal axes, because that's been quite a strong time about learning with relationships and people and connections. So for Leo, you have Mercury and Venus sitting in your first sector, which is great placement for Leo. Leo loves to have, Venus sitting in its first sector. It's a very creative space. It's a place where they can express their true creativity and their true romantic and loving and giving side. Also with Mercury there, it's a time where you can really, communicate your personal ideas. It's a great time for communication within your environment and to be expressing yourself. So for Leo, this new moon is sitting in your 12th sector, and so it's sort of sitting behind the scenes, so it's not going to be affecting you as much until next month when we have the new moon in Leo, but it's sitting in the background. So your own personal needs aren't necessarily going to be at the forefront. They're just going to be sort of stirring behind the scenes. But like I said, it's a great time to be expressing yourself and expressing love for those you connect with. You have Mars in the second sector, so you are primarily going to be focused on, building up on your assets, on what you're wanting to create for yourself. You might be out house hunting or looking at buying, purchasing new things. So Mars there is giving you a lot of sort of motivation towards looking at security and looking at the things that you're wanting to own for yourself. With the Pluto, so with this new moon, we have the Sun moon here, 24 Cancer, sitting opposite to Pluto. So this is quite a powerful time relative to our own personal desires, needs, and and our own sense of our own personal power, our own sense of control in our lives. Now this is sitting in your 6th sector, and you've had this Pluto sitting there for a very long time, so it's not an unfamiliar feeling, but it is going to be finishing its work through Capricorn by December. It was gave you a bit of relief at the beginning of this year until March, April, and then it moved back into its last part of Capricorn. And so with it in that last part of the 6th house, what's been going on for you, Leos, is really transforming what you're wanting from your workspace, from your career. And if it's not work, the 6th sector is all about your daily routine. So it may just be your home space and what you do within your daily routine. And I'd say that has changed quite dramatically over these years. Now, as it's, got that last part of the 6th, it's giving you the last part to look at what are you wanting to change and transform, what is going to suit you more. And again, with the Sun Moon energy in the 12th and Pluto in the 6th, this is, it's not sort of a time when you're going to take any action on it, but it's, I would say August, September will be a time when you'll be really strongly looking at that. You've also got Jupiter and Uranus sitting in your 10th sector. Now, of course, that's been going on for a little while as well, and, that can be activated at any time through the inner planets. With Jupiter sitting in your 10th, this has really helped you to strive for what you do want for career. So, Pluto in your 6th and Jupiter and, Uranus firstly in your 10th, and Jupiter's, more recently from March moved into this 10th sector. So Jupiter's sort of saying, actually, I can, because Uranus is saying in your 10th sector, I want more freedom in my life, I want to create more of my own independence in my workspace. Jupiter's really saying, as it's moved in from March onwards, yes, I can do this. And so, with those two combinations, and like I said, with the node, so the Pluto in the 6th sector, this has been transforming what you want as your focal point for your career and for your direction. So what I'm trying to say with the Jupiter Uranus is it's in a very wide conjunction at the moment, but it is moving closer and closer. When it finally connects, and I think that's going to be more like September, October. This is when you're going to go, well, this is what I want to do. It's like really good fortune for you around that time to really achieve your goals and, your focus on what you're wanting to achieve for yourself. And I say career, it doesn't have to be career. It's more, the 10th sector is the mountaintop, and, the mountain that you're wanting to climb to achieve a particular objective, to feel like you have, a sense of satisfaction and a sense of achievement, and to be standing on top of that mountain and to go, what an amazing feat I've just done. This is the feeling of the Jupiter Uranus, is yes, I've achieved my goals, I've achieved what I wanted to, what I set out to do. So let's have a look for Leo at the cards and see what the cards say for you. Sun, Moon, like I said, covers for the next 4 weeks, so that's what we're having a look at here today. What seems to be coming up for a lot of these signs is a new cycle, and we are really stepping into quite a large cycle shift on a collective level. Everything is quite cuspal at the moment, and the Sun Moon is sort of moving to the end of Cancer here, but we've also got the nodes right on the cusp. We've got Pluto right on the cusp, we've got Venus and Mars sitting on the cusps there, and we've got the node, like I said, the node sitting on the cusps as well, and Neptune, sorry, was the other one. So this is all, they're all about to change signs. They're doing it slowly, but over the next sort of 4 to 5 months, we've got quite a lot of shifts going on with regards to energy. The other thing, actually, I want to mention with Leo, because we've got what's called a yod, which is called the finger of God, and it points to where things can be extremely fortunate, and it's pointing to Venus, and Venus is in Leo, so it's going to be very fortunate for Leo. So it'll be interesting to see what the cards say. But we've got Neptune and Pluto are the energies that are coming through Venus, and so Neptune and Pluto is very much about the deeper spiritual connection, the sort of the understanding, so coming through Venus, it's like huge creativity could be channeled through higher understanding, and it generally always is. But this is a great time for channel. This is a great time for, when I say channel, I don't like the word channel, but connecting to your higher self, connecting to your spirit, and really finding what's inside you on what you're wanting to create for yourself. So, they call it the finger of God because it's like pointing at something for you. And like I said, this is pointing into the house, into the position of Leo. So let's have a look. So Leo, you are coming into a new cycle, it's saying there's still a little wait, because you're still assessing what you really want. You're still working out your own personal needs and what you're going to be excited or passionate about. Let's have a look. And so this is more of a time for ascertaining what you really want, like I said, what's going to work for you. Here we've got the psychic cards, like I was talking about, abundance of psychic energy coming in for you. And this new cycle, which is a really big one when it comes in, but it's just saying it's just not yet. It's actually being formulated, this cycle, through connections and people. And of course, there's a lot going on with that, with the nodes, if they moved into this new axis and they're squaring Pluto and opposite the Sun Moon here, this is actually a very strong time for connections, important connections in our lives, and I'm talking about for everybody, that will be making changes and creating new cycles. So in other words, we will be initiated into change through others, through soul family and through soul connections. Now for Leo, this is sort of saying that this is being still formulated. For some it was all just action, and of course I've already done Cancer and signs that are being really affected. And with Leo, with this sitting behind the scenes, it's like you're getting prepared for it. You're getting prepared for this new cycle. And at the base here, and this new cycle is about work. It's about, the Knight of Pentacles is all about, where we place our energy, where we work hard. And with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, it's saying that, there's something inside you that you're passionate about, that you're connected to. This is to do with your heart, and this is to do with your mind. And it's like the heart and the mind coming together to be, to create something better for yourself, that you're going to be more it's going to be more heartfelt for you. So, there does seem to be good news. So, surrounding some Leos here to do with work, and it's like, oh, thank goodness for that. It's like a big relief. It's like an opportunity or a situation or a change in your work. Now, it doesn't mean like a big work change, because there will be some changes, but it's like it could even just be a shift of position or better circumstances, because it just feels like whatever it is, it's a relief, but it's still in your existing working circumstances. The people that are around you at the moment are meant to be around you for a particular purpose. Like I said, this is something that's being formulated behind the scenes. Leo has been going through, this is a Leo card, the Strength card, of course, she's taming the lion here. But this is all about the ego, but it's about inner strength. It's about belief in ourselves. It's about the healthy use of the ego and the lessons in it, that go with it. It is about also, clearing any senses of hypersensitivity, or where we feel really affected by other people's behaviour. Of course, this is a lesson for everybody, but for Leo, this is especially true because because Leos are encouraged, and we all are encouraged. Comes through the sun, and of course we all have a sun sign, but Leo represents the sun, so it's really big for Leo. But we're encouraged to create that belief and that self-love through ourselves, not through others, because when it's through others, then it could be given to us, which can make us feel good, and it can be taken away, which can make us feel lousy. And with the Strength card, it's saying that we don't care. We know who we are. We're confident in who we are. We're not going to let insecurities affect us. And insecurities meaning we need confirmation from others that we are, that we need validation from others that we are, okay, or good people, or whatever it may be. So in other words, this has been a confidence building time, but the confidence is what comes from you. What comes from you believing in yourself, being kind to yourself, and self-love. Now, any Leos that have been worried about money, Leos do like expensive things. They like if they're buying something, they don't buy cheaply. And I'm not saying they're big spenders, but when they do purchase, when they do buy, they do like to make sure they get good quality. And what's saying here is that there's been some issue with money. It's almost like too much money's going out, not enough's going in. So it's not like an overspending thing, but it's like there's something you've been wanting to purchase or buy. It's like saying just be patient, because your financial situation is changing for the better, and there are discussions about this. There could even be a pay rise in the works with this good news around your work situation, or just better circumstances, which means that you have a bit more freedom for yourself. But like I said, any concerns around money, borrowed money, or payments, it's sort of like you can actually sort this out over this period of time. Things are going to improve financially here for Leo, for any of those that have been concerned. Now, Leos are very strong-minded people. They know what they want, and they know how to get it, and, they're action-driven. So there's like a 70% of recognising what they want, and this sort of, 30%, well, I say 15% of going for that, and then there's another 15% they're going, oh, but what if it doesn't work out? So, it's like change your mindset, because you don't overthink it. It's like you're excited about something new here, but don't overthink it. You're in a very thinking space. So you've got the Queen of Swords sitting down the bottom here, which, she has a very strong mind, but she is definitely in her head space. And this is more the Leo energy here to the right, which is the action space. And this is worrying about what hasn't worked out. So this is just in your mind. It's not that I'm saying that something hasn't worked out. Or maybe it is that you're wanting to move on, you're wanting to make a change, you're wanting to leave your career, but you're worried about the money here. And you are worried about what hasn't worked out. But, Leos won't just step out of something without something else. There is something else to step into here. So there is a change coming up here, and it's coming up and being reinforced here with the Ace of Pentacles. But firstly, it's saying don't leap into a new situation because an old situation isn't working out. Trust your intuition, go inside, go within, and find out what it is you really want to do. No point going to a job interview just because things aren't working out that day. It's somewhere else. Without being really clear about what it is you want now from your career. Otherwise, you're just skipping from one thing to another and finding that you're still going to be in the same experience in a different way. So with this, what I'm saying is, Leo would be good, especially with this, Mercury and Venus sitting in your first house, just to really be clear and speaking about what you want, write it down. What is it I really want? Be honest with yourself and go, is this job that I'm about to go for going to make me happy? If the answer is no, don't do it to yourself. Don't go for the interview because you will not manifest it. You're in a space where you're only going to manifest what's connecting to your heart. And, you really don't want to do it for money reasons, as well as your head here isn't going to take the knock of the rejection, even though if you're honest with yourself, you actually didn't want the job. So, just be patient, Leo. Things are changing. You're moving into a much more secure time. There's really good news around people that you're connecting with, and they have some really good opportunities coming up for you if you're open to it. So what it's saying is, for Leo, be open to the opportunities that come through others. Be open to working more in a team way. You're working more with groups and teams, but you're still getting to do your own thing. You need your own thing. You need your own creative space to work in. But you also, it's like being open, because the card at the outcome here is about being open. And it's saying be open to what is being presented to you, because it's going to be a much easier and more peaceful space for you. So those Leos that aren't needing to prove themselves or feel like, no, it's got to just be me and I need to be doing this all on my own, they're going to really get some great benefits from, joining with others with new situations. Like I said, I feel like for Leo, this isn't about solving your own problems or solving your situations where you're not quite satisfied in. This is actually where other people actually seem to have the answers for you. But being open to receiving is really important for Leo to accept this. So it's a real heartfelt time. Any Leos that are struggling within relationships where they're feeling like they're not getting what they deserve, again, express what you want. You might be surprised that others could be quite open to receiving the information from you. And if you feel like you can't express what you want or you're not going to get listened to, just write it down in your own private space. Write down what you're really wanting from relationships, because this is a time for transforming relationships. It's also a time for Leo where they could feel like throwing the towel in, so to speak, if it's not working out. So, like I said, just try not to compare, because you could be having a good day and then you could see something and think, oh, I don't get that in my relationship, and then you could feel quite annoyed with your partner for the rest of the day for it. And it's like, what's going on there is the going back to the Strength card, going back to the ego, going back to also the head wanting to play with you a little bit, because you can express this in a way, in a bit of a joking way with a partner, that could make them think about it. Because yes, it's important that you recognise it, that's important to you, but it's also important that you are open to communicating it, to expressing it one way or another. And like I said, it's not always easy. In some cases, in some relationships, you might be with someone quite detached. They might have more the qualities of the opposite of, say, Aquarius, where you're feeling like, are they actually going to listen? It's not really going to sink in. You'd be surprised. But like I said, if you're clear and put it on paper, you'll be surprised how energy can even shift that way, and where partner can actually pick that up just for you putting it out there into the universe. So it's quite an important time for relationships for Leo. It does look like it's a really great time to be preparing for this new cycle, an exciting cycle of change that's coming up, where you're going to be a lot happier in your workspace and feel a lot more productive, as well as feeling a lot more successful in what you're doing, and getting the opportunity more to use your own self-expression seems to also be important. So I hope you enjoyed that, Leo, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.